Today, I have been blessed to interview a lady who has 5 children, 12 grandchildren, and has chosen a life on the road for herself and also to give back to others, especially her children. She is full of vigor and life, a larger-than-life person with so much food for thought. She shares about taking care of herself mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, filling up her soul so that she can be all that she can be for others, especially her family. I hope you will stay tuned with no further ado as we meet Gail and her journey to be the best person she can be. She shares her whys and what a beautiful life looks like to her, and perhaps you as well. Hope you enjoy. Hey Gail, you're just hanging along the fence here, huh?
Oh my God, it's so good to see you.
Yeah, well, we've seen each other a couple times, and you told me that you knew me from the channel. You know the babbling.
Absolutely.
You know the babbling brook.
I love it. I adore you. I love watching you. So
well,
yeah.
Well, I'm grateful for that, but more grateful that you're willing to share your story with everybody listening here. And I think it's pretty cool because you and I were already talking, you know, about your story and everything. So you are full-time on the road.
Yes, I am full-time.
How long?
I've been full-time 3 years.
3 years.
3
Super.
years this year.
And what kind of rig?
I am in an RV, a 2005 Winnebago Itasca Spirit, 24 feet. It was a little bit intimidating at first when I started, but I was determined. I think I just had determination. No matter what happened, I was going to figure it out.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And I get the impression that you and I both have flaming gypsy souls.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Always have been a free spirit. Always have been a gypsy soul. But I hunkered down for pretty much my whole life. Raised 5 children, and I have 12 grandkids, and
Whoa.
a second great grandbaby on the way. And I love being around my kids, but I needed my freedom. And to me, the most joy I feel in my life is when I'm on the road.
Very cool.
Meeting new people, interacting, getting together. This has been a dream come true this year here at the RTR. I am so happy.
Oh, that's fantastic. So cool. And it goes without saying, you miss the kids, you miss the grandkids,
absolutely.
But you had told me something about.
But it's about me now. It's about me. It's about me and what makes me happy.
And how you become more worthy.
Yes, and I knew that I was going to be retiring, and I started looking into tiny homes online, and that's where I managed. All of a sudden, a video pops up of Bob Wells, and I have to say Bob Wells because he was my sole inspiration to do this. And the moment I watched his video, I knew that's what I needed in my life.
Really? So that is, to me, I call that divine intervention.
It was so divine intervention for me, and I thought my kids are never going to understand. I'm going to cry. And I just said to them, I can't hear any negativity. This is what I'm going to do. This is what I want to do, and it's going to be okay. So I found an RV for sale, 24 feet long, in my hometown of California, Northern California. And my oldest daughter, Jennifer, went with me, and I paid cash for it right then and there. Fell in love with it, and I've had it ever since, and it's been wonderful.
Fantastic. And as you and I were talking earlier, you mentioned something about how you can give back more to them because of six. Talk about that a little bit.
Yes, because I feel like more empowered to be my best self for them when I do go home.
Okay, so you can be your best self around them. Yes,
because this is my life. And this empowers me. Being here with all these like-minded people, living the same life, so kind, so giving, so willing to help one another.
Right.
It's a beautiful, beautiful life. I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Yes,
unless I had to.
Wow.
Unless I had to.
Yeah, taking the words right out of my mouth. And I feel like, you know, if we are walking around broken or feeling empty or sad or discouraged, we're not as good for somebody else.
No, we're not.
Whether you see them every day.
Been there, done that. Yep.
Whether you see them every day, you only see them once a month, you see them twice a year. If you're empty, you can't give back.
That's exactly it.
So now when they see you, they get all of Gail.
No, and I think they're happy for me to see that I am going with my heart.
Yes.
And being the person that I am. And sometimes in life, when we're younger, we put those things on the back burner.
Sure.
For others.
Right.
But now it's my turn.
Right. And that's not a selfish turn. I learned in counseling, I think 32 years ago, that like there's a healthy selfish.
Yes.
There's a selfish where it's all about me.
Right.
But then there's a healthy selfish where you're taking care of yourself.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it. And if I don't take care of myself, it's obvious.
Yeah.
So this is what makes me happy and joyful.
Oh.
And it doesn't matter if I'm with a lot of people or if I'm all by myself out there. I love every moment of it. Just the adventure and the different places I go and the things that I see and all the like-minded people, because honestly I always thought I was that square peg in a round world, but I'm finding more square pegs.
Oh, I love that. You know, I do have to interject that I dated somebody one time that I just kept hanging on to, and he says, Linda, you cannot fit a square peg into a round hole.
No.
But I still wanted to try. Yeah. And make it work. And so when you find those like-minded people,
oh my goodness, there's nothing like it.
Yeah.
This is what life should be like. This is what people should be to one another.
Because this is about people. This is not about things.
And
because God knows we can't fit one more thing into our rig.
That's right. Well, that's right. And the willingness of these people to help each other, whether it's mechanically with your RV or your van or your car, or just basic camping ideas, is just all necessary. It's just, let's get back to basics, folks.
Well, and it also brings me to the thoughts of we get help spiritually here.
Yes.
Physically.
Yes.
Mentally and emotionally.
Yeah.
And not just within ourselves, but the people that God brings into our life.
That's right.
As we're getting older and He's blessing us with some very beautiful souls.
Absolutely. And I have always admired you, Linda, watching your videos, because of the way you live in your vehicle, which is
SUV now.
It's not a big RV. It's not a big Class A.
Right, and it's what I want.
And you get up and do your videos, and you always look so cute and so pretty and so presentable. And I'm I don't know if I could do the car, but I think I could.
Well, and I think you look pretty too. So
Thank you.
Beautiful smile, beautiful soul.
Thank you.
And so, kind of give me, we didn't really talk about this, but what is your journey? Do you stay here a while, 4 years? Do you sightsee? Do you work? Do you play? What is it that you're...
I am retired. I don't have to work, which is nice. It's very, very nice. However, that would be an adventure that I wouldn't mind, taking on once in a while.
Like a camp host or something?
Yeah. I just go wherever my heart desires.
All right.
Sometimes I will go home and touch base with everybody,
but you don't actually have a home base.
No.
When you say go home, that means
my RV is my home on wheels.
Yeah, but your 5 kids have places, and that's like going home.
Yes, so that's what I mean.
So that's what you mean by going home.
When I go home. And so it always works out for me.
Nice.
And I take one day at a time. I know there are probably people who probably plan it all out, but for me, I go wherever my heart desires, and I stay wherever I can find a place to stay. And love it. I love the scenery. I love the sunsets. I love everything about this life.
Wow.
I've met the most fabulous people this year.
Yeah.
And I've been waiting for this for forever and never had the opportunity to come. So I am here. And
that's awesome. It's so interesting. I feel like you're just making me think like God enlarges our territory.
Yeah.
He has enlarged us here.
He makes our base larger and larger.
Yes, because sometimes as you get older, things start to shrink.
Sure.
In more ways than one.
Yes. Yeah,
you have a beautiful laugh too. The joy.
Shrink and sag.
Yeah, the joy of the Lord. The joy of the Lord. Yes, you're beautiful. So, have you been to lots and lots of states, national parks? Have you done some of that?
I've only been to the lower Southwest states. I do hope to go up through Oregon and Washington, maybe even into Canada.
Okay.
I've hooked up with a marvelous friend here, Lonnie, who has the same desire. So
oh, wonderful!
I
like
wonder
mine.
if eventually maybe we could travel together up there. We've been traveling and camping in the same spot for a while now, and it's wonderful. It's wonderful.
Oh, that's fantastic! And like you said, you can be by yourself, or you can be with people. You're content either way.
Yep.
And that's just a marvelous.
I haven't had a dull moment since I've been in Quartzsite.
Oh, excellent.
Not a dull moment.
Not a dull moment. Look at you.
My first senior center dance last night.
I'm telling you, Gail. Wow, so you were rocking it like us back in the 20s and 30s,
and
huh?
Danced and had a good time.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, it was
well,
great.
I can tell you're just so much life in you, and full of energy, and just delightful to be around. And I brings tears to my eyes that you've come by and said hi a couple times. And I was like, you know what? I've got to talk to Gail and find out what her story is, because
I've always admired you.
Well, thank you, but I admire you and the joy of the Lord, and what a blessing you are to other people. By, I said, like, giving somebody a smile, that's free. Yeah. I did a video, earlier on, like, you don't have to give people much but a smile.
Yeah, thank you.
And you're very welcome. And I thank you for sharing a little bit of your story. And we'll be seeing you on down the road.
Absolutely.
Well, and you know what they say, blessings in your day and joy.
I receive it.
In the journey.
Thank you, Linda.
Yes, thank you.
Such a pleasure to meet you.
Well, pleasure to meet you. It's all mine. Thank you so much. Talk to you later, Gail.
Okay, bye.
Bye.